The United Nations Children's Agency has warned the severity of drought in Somalia will place 1.4 million acutely malnourished children at risk of life-threatening diseases by the end of the year. That is up 50% from late last year. 275,000 of those children are expected to be so severely affected that they may die. UNICEF says these children are 9 times more likely to die from cholera, diarrhea, or measles. The warning comes as Somalia faces the threat of its third famine in 25 years. The dire food situation has forced more than 615,000 people to flee their homes since November. The UN has appealed for $720 million to provide aid to Somalia. So far, it's received just $415 million. In the 2011 famine, at least 260,000 people died, half of them children under the age of 5. Well, now let's get more insights on that report on the situation in Somalia from James Elder. He is UNICEF's spokesman for Eastern and Southern Africa. He joins me now in studio. James, this report does paint a bit of a grim picture for Somalia's children. In geographical terms, though, just how widespread is this food security challenge?
Well, unfortunately, it's countrywide. It really is. In the north, you have pastoralists who are seeing their livestock, which is their livelihoods, die en masse. And in the south, you have families who are fleeing into displaced people's camps. So unfortunately, this does cover north to south. It's why agencies like UNICEF are massively speeding up our response of safe water, mobile teams that can go north to south and reach people so you don't have to wait for them to get to centres. And things like cash. Cash works. Get people money so that they can buy their own water, their own sustenance to keep their kids alive.
Now, of course, the situation in Somalia is further aggravated by the Al-Shabaab insurgency. Is UNICEF and other relief agencies able to reach those areas controlled by the group?
Yeah, Mahim, UNICEF will go anywhere where children are in need and where we can access them safely. We've done this time and time before. It's why we have, for example, in Somalia, 180 international and local partners we work with. We have a supply hub in every single one of Somalia's 10 regions. But of course, as you say, working where there is insecurity makes our job much more difficult. In 2015, we lost 4 UNICEF staff when an Al-Shabaab bomb blew up a UN minivan. But at the end of the day, whenever there are kids in need, we will do everything possible to reach them.
And finally, what has been the response from the international community to the UN's appeal for intervention, and what more do you think needs to be done?
You know, I think it's been pretty good at the moment. Certainly we've learned from 2011 and the international community has said, right, we need to put money into this now. We need to step up a response so organisations like UNICEF and WFP can start now. We don't wait for a famine declaration. I think that's been really important. I also think that they've realised that going later costs more. This is about right in principle, spending money now, and right in practice. But yes, UNICEF still requires $80 million. So there is a lot of work to do. But big agencies like the UK, the USA and the European Union have certainly been on the front foot when it comes to Somalia's children.
All right, James, thank you very much for speaking to us. James Elder, who is the UNICEF Regional Chief of Communication in Eastern and Southern Africa.